Okay, thank you for your application to become a personal trainer with us. As part of the interview, we'd like to ask you some questions. We'd like you to be as in-depth as possible, and where possible, give examples also. So the first question I want to ask you is, why did you decide to become a personal trainer?
Well, at college, I decided to do BTEC sports, and during that course, I gained an in-depth understanding into the body and anatomy and physiology, and I found it really interesting. So I wanted to take that on future in my career. So I took a degree in personal training, and what that has allowed me to do is become a stronger person. My communication skills have increased, and overall I've become a better person.
Okay. So what is your reason for wanting to join us here?
I want to begin a new endeavour, and I think it's about time I move and join a new institution. I understand that this is a brand new place that's been developed, and the facilities here are fantastic. The swimming pool, the gym, the sauna, all fantastic. I want to help patients or clients use these things to their benefit. And also I live in Neutrals as well, so transport will be easier. It would reduce the chance of me being late. I could even walk to the sports centre. As well as that, yeah, just building experience really.
Okay, you've quite rightly said we're a new centre and we are looking for new people. What qualities do you think that you could bring to this position and to the company as a whole?
I think I would bring a breath of fresh air to the new business. I think I would be the person, the joyful, the happy person that makes everyone happy, and also I think I possess certain qualities and characteristics that would help better the sports centre, such as communication skills, as well as my knowledge in health and well-being. As well as this, I can do. I know how to play a lot of sports. I've played professional football as well, tennis, badminton, all facilities which you have, and I think I can utilise these to my advantage.
Okay, so let's say following today's interview, you're successful and we give you a placement with us. Looking more strategically, how are you going to generate business in the first 3 months of your employment?
Well, in my previous two jobs as a personal trainer, I've understood and learned more about marketing and how to gain more people I can work for. Such as one is incentives. So if I said, for example, for every 5 sessions a client does, they get a free protein shake or a smoothie. That would give an incentive to gain more people in. Also, if I said, if I told a client, if you get one more person in, I'll reduce your price by half. And yeah, and that's another way of gaining customers, and that has worked in my previous two jobs. So I have firm belief that it would work right now.
Okay, we assume that you've read the job description and your application was as such that we've invited you for interview today. Part of the role would have you line managing people and looking after a small team of people with you at the forefront. So how would you train someone that doesn't have a sporting background or doesn't have a background in the area of personal training?
Somebody that doesn't have a background. Well, first I would ask the head of the centre if they could go into some sort of small course, just to build an experience and really just gain an understanding into anatomy and physiology, and just gain depth into the field. As well as this, I will personally try my hardest to teach them about ethics, about training, about types of training, workout plans, meal plans, diets, things like that. So I do think that I would significantly change people in the way they train students.
Okay, so we've had a lot of interest in this role.
Yep.
And we've had nearly 60 applications for this one position. So what makes you the best candidate for us?
I do believe I'm the best candidate because I have the most amount. I think I have a lot of experience to do with personal training specifically, and as well as that, I do have the marketing skills that we've previously mentioned. I have done a marketing course as well, so I do think that I will bring a lot to this business. Also, as well as this, I have strong communication skills, strong background in the health, anatomy and physiology, as well as this. I think I'm the kind of person that would work. I'm good at working as a team, cooperating with people, cooperating with my colleagues, as well as doing group sessions with people. So I do think that I will benefit the business in ways that is never seen before.
Okay, so as you've already alluded to, a lot of what you will do will be working with clients, will be working with customers who don't necessarily have a sporting background, who have come to the gym before or have taken out any personal training programs. So with that in mind, what would you define as great customer service?
Great customer service, I would say, is when the client walks in, has an amazing session, and walks out feeling happy and energized to come to the next session. That's what I would class as a sign of having great customer feedback and customer service. So one way I would give great customer service is to make sure I'm speaking to the client in a respectful manner, and try to be empathetic and understand what the situation is with him. For example, there could be people with disabilities, health complications, health problems, and it's for me to understand how best to manage them, how best to help them. Also, as well as this, I would suggest improvements to them and try help them implement improvements. That's great customer service. So it's not just they come in and they go out. I'm trying to improve their lives outside the gym as well. So yeah.
Okay, we spoke earlier about how part of the role would have you line managing and looking after a specific number of people. Now, in an ideal world, there'd be no problems with that. Everyone would be happy and will know their position within the company and do what's asked. However, how would you handle a situation with an unhappy co-worker?
Well, this hasn't ever happened to me in my previous jobs, but what I would do is try to solve the problem with the person first, try to solve the issue with the person first. That would be by having a conversation one-to-one, or just trying to sort things out really. And if it doesn't work out, or if it escalates, I would just speak to the head or have a conversation with the head about what's going on, and hopefully they have the capacity to sort that out.
Okay. What would you say is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength. I would say my greatest strength is my knowledge in anatomy and physiology. I have a vast amount of wealth. Knowledge. So I do think it would. I think my knowledge would help better the business. The new equipment, I think I'm the person that would know how to use them the most. For example, the sauna. If you're a cardio person, it's best to stay in there longer because it will help with breathing and things. But overall, I do think my knowledge is my best strength.
Okay, so the flip side of that, what is an area of your professional profile that you'd like to develop?
I would like to develop my managerial skills. I think would need improvement, because if I want to improve and progress, I think managerial skills is important, and I think this job is the first step to that. As you said previously, I will be taking on partial roles, such as overlooking a small team. I do think this is the first step to a higher managerial role.
Okay, so you say that management is one of the areas that you'd like to develop. Can you be a bit more specific with regards to which area of management?
Managing, for example, how to manage a sports centre overall. Right now, this job is more to do with managing a team of people. However, I want to progress into managing a business, managing a whole organisation, company. And the way I think I would do that is probably getting into some sort of small course to just better improve my chances.
Okay, and finally, what would you say are your career aspirations? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve?
as I previously mentioned, I think that a managerial role is something that I would want to get into and something that I aspire towards. And I do think I can work towards that here. Yep, and I've mentioned how I will do it.
Okay. And finally, following the interviews today, are you still a viable candidate for this job?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.